Hey guys, welcome back to Assure. Now that I've made videos on how to create a strong CV and cover letter, I thought that it only made sense to now create a video on how to actually apply for work experience. Now, as you probably know, having relevant work experience is one of the most important things that firms are looking for on your CV, so it's important to try as much as you possibly can. I'll be walking you through two types of work experience application processes: the more informal, cold approaches, and then the more formal processes. I'll be walking you through the differences between the two, how to apply, when to apply, and the pros and cons of each. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So informal or cold approaching is basically when you reach out to a firm that doesn't have any official advertised work experience programs, and you just ask whether they wouldn't mind you shadowing or interning at their company. And this could be as simple as phoning up reception or emailing HR. Sometimes you won't even need to apply with a CV and cover letter, but this really depends on the firm that you're applying to. This can be a great opportunity if you want to get to experience what it's like working at a startup or a smaller sized firm, or also if you just want to get to experience what it's like working in a particular industry. For example, if you still haven't decided on a particular career option. After all, in a lot of industries, whether you work at a small or large company, the skill sets and the job that you do on a day-to-day basis is likely to be broadly pretty similar. So you can find startups looking for interns on websites like Wellfound, and sometimes even on LinkedIn. And if you're looking to work at a smallish company, just Google small, then the name of the industry or sector that you're looking to work in, and then the location that you'd like to work in. So for example, it could be small venture capital fund, London. And if you type that in, there'll be a bunch of results, and you just have to it's kind of a numbers game. You just have to apply to all these various firms and see if one hits. One real advantage of working at these smaller firms is that you'll be given lots of responsibility, even as an intern. And so you'll leave with lots of knowledge and lots of experiences that you can leverage when applying to your future jobs, but also more generally later down in life. Because of these points, I think that these cold approach or informal work experiences at these smaller firms can be a great opportunity if you're still exploring career options or are still undecided. For example, if you're still in secondary school or in your first few years at university. Just one thing to note is that because these are smaller firms, they might not be able to pay you very much, if at all. And the thing is, unless you're financially constrained and really need that money, I think that this opportunity is still really valuable. And that's because as a first or second year university student, you won't be able to contribute that much to the business. And two, at this point in time, the experience and knowledge that you gain is more important to you than the monetary compensation in the long run. For example, this experience could be the difference between you receiving a six-figure investment banking offer in the future or you getting nothing. So it might be, in many cases, worth this short-term monetary sacrifice for a much better long-term trajectory or potential. Larger firms, think your investment banks, your big consultancies, will have more formal processes for you to apply to. And sometimes these start as early as in secondary school, as early as year 10, but they really ramp up and scale up in size when it gets to university in the form of spring weeks, summer internships, and obviously grad offers. These are incredibly competitive schemes. These are incredibly prestigious firms with acceptance rates sometimes less than 1%. These applications will definitely require a CV, often will require a cover letter, and in a lot of cases will then lead on to interviews, tests, and assessment centres. Assuming you do want to work at one of these big corporate firms when you graduate, it's important that you start accumulating these work experiences as you go through university. I'd say that it gets more and more important to have this work experience as you get closer to graduation. It's no big deal if you didn't get any spring week offers, but if you're applying to a grad role with no internship offers as well, that's a very difficult position to be in. And one really simple reason for this is that these work experience programs will often fast track you onto the next stage of the recruitment process. For example, if you did really well in your spring week, you'll automatically be given an internship offer, for example. And if you do well in your internship offer, you might be asked to join the firm once you've graduated as a full-time analyst. In my opinion, an equally or even more important reason why these investment banks or consultancies really look for this relevant big brand work experience is that it acts as a signal. It tells them something about you. Because if you've previously done one of these work experiences, it means that you've successfully gotten through rounds of interviews, you've done tests, you've had a good CV, you've had a good cover letter. And so it kind of acts like, a stamp of quality. Think about it. Who's more likely to be a proven candidate? Someone who's previously done 8 spring weeks or someone who's done none? So these formal processes are often done on a rolling basis, which means that the firms will start filling up their positions as applications are sent in, rather than them waiting all the way until the end until they start making their decisions. Because of this, you're better off applying as soon as you possibly can, as soon as you feel ready and confident, rather than, waiting till the end when you're putting yourself quite genuinely at a disadvantage. As I mentioned before, getting offers from these places is no easy feat. You'll need to have a good CV and a good cover letter. So go check out the videos I've made on these topics if you haven't already. Also consider checking out my proven and successful CVs and cover letters available for purchase on assure.uk, where you can also book in personal mentoring or consulting sessions with me and my team. You'll also, as part of these offers, need to do interviews and tests, and I'll be creating videos on those very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, guys.